All right, folks, get those mugs ready. Irish coffee.
Oh, yeah.
And
There's that.
you guessed it, it is National Irish Coffee Day,
You know it.
celebrated every January 25th.
Yes.
Trust me, there's way more to this day than just, like knowing when to order your next Irish coffee.
Right.
We're going to uncover the surprising origins
Yeah.
and fascinating facts that turn, a simple calendar date
Oh, yeah.
into a richer experience.
For sure. Because while you might already know, like, what goes into an Irish coffee,
Yeah,
the Irish whiskey,
right?
that touch of sugar and that, dreamy layer of cream on top, the story behind how it all came together is what's truly captivating.
So, have you ever had an Irish coffee?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a real authentic one.
Absolutely.
Because the journey this drink has taken
I know, right?
is almost as delicious as the drink itself.
And the best part is, it all started not in some
Oh, tell me.
fancy high-end cafe,
Okay.
but in a humble airport,
Really?
Foynes Port near Limerick, Ireland, back in 1943.
An airport. Okay, now I have to hear more.
Okay, so picture this, right?
Mhm.
A cold winter night, a group of American passengers stranded at the airport, probably tired and definitely chilled to the bone.
Oh, for sure.
Our hero, Chef Joe Sheridan, steps in, wanting to offer them, some warmth and comfort. And boom, the Irish coffee is born. A blend of hot coffee, a good splash of Irish whiskey,
Oh, yeah.
a bit of sugar, and a layer of fresh cream. Pure genius.
That is so cool. Who knew a simple act of kindness could create something so iconic?
I know, right?
That's crazy.
And there's this great little anecdote that adds even more charm to the story.
Okay.
When the passengers first tasted this warm, comforting concoction, they actually thought it was Brazilian coffee.
Oh, wow.
And Sheridan, full of Irish pride, corrected them.
Yep.
He said, no, that's Irish coffee.
I love that.
Yeah,
Talk about a moment of culinary history in the making.
right.
So from a cozy airport in Ireland, how did Irish coffee become this global phenomenon?
Well, it first became a popular must-try for travelers passing through Foynes.
Okay.
Then in 1952, a travel writer named Stanton Delaplane
Okay.
encountered Irish coffee
Yeah.
at the airport
Mhm.
and was so smitten that he brought the idea back to the U.S. with him.
So one man's love for a unique drink basically brought it across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
He was determined.
Yeah.
And his passion led him to Jack Cupler, a bartender at the legendary Buena Vista Hotel in San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
Delaplane convinced Cupler to, take on the challenge of recreating the Irish coffee, and the rest, as they say, is history.
The Buena Vista. It's
Yes.
practically a pilgrimage site for Irish coffee lovers.
I
aren't
bet.
they? Yeah.
The Buena Vista played a massive role
Uh,
in introducing and popularizing Irish coffee in America. And speaking of the Buena Vista,
okay.
they actually hold the Guinness World Record
Wow.
for the biggest Irish coffee ever made.
What?
Are you ready for this?
Hit me with it.
A whopping 15 gallons.
15 gallons. I don't even know what to compare that to.
I know, it's hard to imagine.
Okay, we need to take a moment to process that one.
Right.
Let's talk a bit more
Okay.
about the Irish coffee itself. Is there anything else we should know about the drink besides the basic ingredients?
Absolutely. There's more to uncover than just the recipe.
Oh,
For example, did you know that the original Irish coffee used unwhipped cream?
wait, what? Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And that Foynes, the birthplace of this beloved beverage, hosts a whole Irish coffee festival every year.
Wait, a whole festival?
Uh-huh.
Now that's some serious dedication.
I know, right?
You mentioned unwhipped cream.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered about that. Like, how does that even work?
Yes. For a truly authentic experience, unwhipped cream is the way to go. Okay.
It was Joe Sheridan's original choice.
Wow.
And if you're feeling adventurous and want to try making it at home,
Oh, I'm definitely going to try this.
keep in mind that you should use Irish whiskey
Oh.
with an E in the spelling
Right.
for a proper Irish coffee.
All right.
The original Irish way.
Gotcha.
It's one of those little details
Uh-huh.
that adds to the authenticity of the drink.
So I'm looking for that E on the bottle. Got it.
Yeah.
And for someone who might be new to Irish whiskey, any recommendations?
Go for a mid-range option
Okay.
with a mild, sweet finish.
All right.
It's all about finding a whiskey that complements the coffee without overpowering its rich flavor.
Right.
You don't want the whiskey to be the star of the show.
Right. It's about that harmony between the coffee and the whiskey.
Exactly.
Now I'm getting thirsty.
Me too.
We've journeyed from a chilly Irish airport to the bustling heart of San Francisco, exploring the origins,
Yeah.
the myths, and even some pro tips for making a proper Irish coffee. That's right.
We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but our deep dive isn't over yet.
No,
Stay tuned, folks, because there's more to come.
definitely. Welcome back to our Irish coffee deep dive. Before we, got carried away with 15-gallon Irish coffees,
Oh, yeah.
we were talking about the unwhipped cream and how it's key to the authentic experience.
Yeah.
I've always been curious about that. Like, isn't it tricky to get that layered effect without it mixing in?
Right. I'm picturing it just sinking straight to the bottom.
Yeah.
Spill the tea, or should I say coffee, on how that works.
Well, it's all about technique. You gently pour the cream over the back of a spoon,
Okay.
held just above the surface of the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
This allows the cream to float on top, creating that beautiful layered look.
Oh, that makes sense. It's like a little magic trick.
Yeah,
On glass.
yeah, right.
So we got the unwhipped cream
Mm-hmm.
for the traditionalist.
Right.
But what about, the fluffy cloud of whipped cream we often
Yeah.
see? Is that a more modern take on the Irish coffee?
You got it. While whipped cream definitely adds a visual flair and a touch more sweetness,
Yeah.
some folks argue that it masks the subtle flavors of the other ingredients. But hey, who are we to judge?
Sure.
If you prefer that extra sweetness and that Instagram-worthy look,
Yeah.
go for it.
I love that there's room for personal preference, even in a classic like Irish coffee.
Yeah.
It's like a choose your own adventure for your taste buds.
Yeah.
But speaking of classic, we can't forget about the star ingredient,
Of course.
the Irish whiskey.
Absolutely. And, the E in Irish whiskey isn't just like a random spelling quirk. But it actually points to like a historical distinction between Irish and Scotch whiskeys.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me more.
Back in the day when both Irish and Scotch whiskeys were, gaining popularity,
Yeah.
the Irish wanted to differentiate themselves.
Well,
Adding
no.
the E was a way to
Yeah.
signify the
Technically, yeah.
character and heritage of Irish whiskey.
Fascinating. It's like a subtle but powerful statement of pride in their craft.
Totally.
So we're looking for Irish whiskey with an E,
Uh-huh.
preferably mid-range with a mild, sweet finish.
Yep.
But what about the coffee itself?
Yes, the foundation of a good Irish coffee. Interestingly, the original wasn't made with some fancy single origin roast.
Huh.
It was good, strong black coffee.
Okay.
The kind that would wake you up on a cold morning or keep you going on a long journey.
Makes sense. It
Yeah.
was all about that warmth and comfort.
Yeah.
So we're not talking, delicate floral notes or fruity acidity here.
Not exactly. Think bold, robust flavors
Yeah.
that can hold their own against the whiskey and sugar.
Right.
Now, you could experiment with different roasts to see what you prefer.
Okay.
For instance, I find that a darker roast adds a lovely smoky note
Yeah.
that pairs well with like a peaty whiskey.
Oh, that sounds intriguing. I might have to try that combination.
Yeah, it's really good.
Seems like there's a lot of room for experimentation when it comes to Irish coffee.
Absolutely, and that's part of what makes it so enduring.
Yeah.
It's adaptable,
Right.
it's approachable, and it's always a conversation starter.
Oh, for sure.
But speaking of conversation starters,
Okay.
let's address some of the
Yeah.
myths and misconceptions
Oh.
surrounding Irish coffee.
Okay.
Have you ever heard someone say it's just glorified coffee with booze?
Oh, all the time. Like, come on, people.
Right.
It's so much more than that.
Irish coffee is about the careful balance of ingredients,
Yeah.
the specific technique,
Mm-hmm.
the history, and the ritual.
Exactly.
It's like saying, a symphony is just a bunch of instruments playing random notes.
Yeah.
There's an art to it.
Totally.
Yeah.
And there's also this misconception that it's, overly sweet or too strong.
Yeah,
A well-made Irish coffee
right.
should have, a balanced sweetness and a warmth that's inviting, not a punch in the face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a sugar bomb or a whiskey shot in disguise.
Yeah.
It's a refined, nuanced drink
Yes.
that deserves to be savored.
For sure.
And that brings us to another important point. Irish coffee should never be rushed.
Right.
It's a drink to be enjoyed slowly, allowing the flavors to meld and unfold.
It's like a little moment of peace in a busy day.
Exactly. It's a reminder to slow down, connect with the present moment,
Yeah.
and appreciate the good things.
I love that.
And what better day to do that than on National Irish Coffee Day?
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So to all our listeners out there, whether you're, a seasoned Irish coffee enthusiast or just curious to try for the first time,
Yeah,
today's the day.
it is.
Go out, grab a delicious Irish coffee from your favorite spot, or even better,
Yes,
try making one at home.
exactly.
It's easier than you think. And while you're at it, share your Irish coffee experiences with us. We'd love to hear about your favorite recipes, any tips and tricks you've picked up along the way,
Oh, yeah.
or even just your, most memorable Irish coffee moment.
Yeah, for sure. You know it.
Hit that subscribe button on the Nook News YouTube channel.
But before we wrap up this toasty celebration,
Yes.
we want to hear from you. Have you ever tried an Irish coffee?
Do you have like a go-to recipe,
Yeah.
a favorite spot to grab one, or maybe a special memory tied to this iconic drink?
I'd love to know.
Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below.
Yeah.
We love hearing from you, whether you're, a diehard Irish coffee fan or just a curious newbie. Today's the perfect day
It is.
to raise a glass to this warming and wonderful drink.
Couldn't agree more.
Cheers to National Irish Coffee Day.
And cheers to all of you, our amazing listeners.
Until next time, happy sipping.